Aaron Glenn was hired as the new head coach for the New York Jets. He was coming off a great stint as the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, but he didn't join quietly. He immediately outed Aaron Rodgers, saying he wants to move in a different direction. Signed Justin Fields to a 2-year $40 million deal. Andre Siskel got a 1-year contract, and they extended Jamien Sherwood. This was already one of the top defenses in the league, spearheaded by Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, and Jermaine Johnson. This was simply an organization that clearly has talent, but desperately needed leadership and a real culture change. They were hoping Aaron Glenn, the former Jets Pro Bowl cornerback, was the man for the job. Week 1 looked extremely promising. Justin Fields, Breece Hall, and Garrett Wilson balled out, but the Jets fell short 32-34 to a familiar foe in Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Week 2, however, was nasty. The Jets started off slow, Justin Fields got a concussion, and they lost 10-30 to the Buffalo Bills. Week 3 had Tyrod Taylor in line to start against one of the hottest teams in the league in Tampa, and despite the 21-point fourth quarter, the Jets fell to 0-3. Next up was a Monday night matchup versus another 0-3 team in the same division. A perfect game to build some momentum, but the Jets fell short in Miami once again, losing 21-27. Now every team has their realistic records up to the point of recording, which is week 4, except for the Patriots and Raiders. I messed up on that one, my bad, but looking back at that result now, how did that even happen? As things are not going to be getting any easier for Aaron Glenn, as Jamien Sherwood has a dislocated hip, is going to miss up to 4 weeks, and Mason Taylor, tight end 1, who's shown some glimpses over the past few weeks, has a broken finger, so he's out for another 1 to 2. However, the Jets have recently completed a trade to acquire Jarvis Brownlee Jr., a 24-year-old corner that was on the Titans, who I thought it started off this season pretty good. A little bizarre that Tennessee was willing to deal him, so I think this is a great deal for the Jets. They only did like a late day 3 swap, and I think he fits into the future of this secondary. In week 5, the Jets will take on a depleted Dallas Cowboys team without arguably their best player in CeeDee Lamb, a few other receivers too, almost no offensive linemen, starting offensive linemen, few pieces on defense too. This game is also at MetLife, and after some of the frustration we've heard from Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson during the past week, this might be a must-win game for Aaron Glenn. MetLife, however, remains packed out. These fans love their Jets, no doubt, despite the team itself not really giving them much to root for over the past decade. And, Aaron Glenn was brought in as this defensive guru, but the Jets have 0 takeaways 4 weeks in. Can that change today? Can Aaron Glenn get this defense on the same page? Because they've been giving up yards like there's no tomorrow. An early 3rd and 5 here for the New York Jets, as Justin Fields does what he does best, scrambles up the middle, finds a ton of room, and gets him a big chunk of 17. But once entering the red zone, the offense struggled. Justin Fields was missing easy throws into the end zone, and now on a 3rd and 10, sheer panic just kicks in. I don't know what happened, but he runs into 3 offensive linemen there. Luckily, though, throws the ball away, but the struggles continue offensively. Into the second half now, we got a 3rd and 1. It's going to be play action. The Cowboys not fooled at all, though. Fields tries to make one of his hero plays, but ends up taking a horrible sack, taking him out of 4-down range now, and they got to punt the ball right back. Justin Fields, no doubt, a top-tier athlete in this league, honestly, but I think it's clear that he struggles to play the quarterback position even at an average level. As frustrations are clear when the camera pans to the fans here, and bless them, they've had a rough time over the past decade, and things don't seem to be getting any better as it stands. However, late into the 4th quarter now, the Jets do actually have a 3-point lead, and things start off good here. Quinnen Williams picks up his first sack of the game at a vital moment, and on the next play, there's a flag. Holding on the offense, Tyler Booker now makes this potentially a 2nd and 25, but Aaron Glenn decides to decline it, taking another down, making it 3rd and 15. He trusts his defense, but Dakota, one of the hottest QBs to start off the 2025 season, runs it all the way to the 7, and now on 1st and goal, it's that man again, Dak Prescott, gets into the end zone. Touchdown Dallas Cowboys, giving them now a 14-10 lead with just 42 seconds remaining. The Jets, though, do still have 3 timeouts remaining, as Justin Fields is going to start this drive off with a little run up the middle. There goes timeout number 1 on 2nd and short. It's another Justin Fields run, a little bit of a late hit there. Could have been a flag potentially. There goes timeout number 2, and on 3rd and 4 now. It's another Justin Fields run. There goes timeout number 3, which means there's only a few seconds left on the clock, and we'll have maybe 1 or 2 chances into the end zone. The first one is broken up there by the Dallas secondary, but now with just 2 seconds remaining and on our 38, down 4 points, it is end zone or bust for Justin Fields. Tipped, but broken up, swatted away by the Dallas cornerback, and it is now 0-5 for the New York Jets under Aaron Glenn after another humiliating defeat, this time at home. And if there's anything to root for, it's mock draft season already for the Jets fans, as the official mock draft number 1 has came out, and the Jets are projected number 4 right now to take Otis Bradley, a cornerback out of Iowa, only 5'10", but there is a QB projected number 2, scrambler archetype in Leon Eubanks. Now he stands at 6'1", 212 pounds, and just 21 years old as a scrambling archetype out of Wyoming there. Key ratings look great, accurate across the board in deep, medium, and short, and great under pressure as well. His player notes / traits all check out as well. Beautiful spiral in all of his passes, does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away, plays well within and outside of the pocket, and fast over the top motion for his throwing. But that might not even be the best of it, because look at his physical ratings. Elite to great acceleration, change of direction, jumping, speed, great to good throw power, and agility. He is no doubt a phenomenal athlete at the quarterback position, and Jet fans and other NFL teams that are in need of a quarterback, of course, are very intrigued to see how he ends off this collegiate season. Into week 6 now, and things do not get any easier. As one of the best defenses in the league, the 3-2 Denver Broncos are coming to town in what's most certainly going to be an uphill battle. Now, there's been a lot of chit-chat over the past week with Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall about their contract renewal and their hesitancy to sign it. Now, despite them loving the New York life and everything that comes with it, these are superstars in the league that want their name to be remembered, want their legacies to be remembered, and you can't really blame them for not wanting to sign a new deal right now. Now, coming into this game, the haters said the Jets couldn't do it, and the haters were absolutely right. It was an abysmal start from the Jets, falling down 0-17, and I mean, they made the scoreline a little reasonable in the 4th quarter, but it was never truly a game. It is now 0-6 for the New York Jets under Aaron Glenn in the media. The fans and the players are now starting to lose faith. It is only a matter of time. However, the front office is going to remain patient as they don't want to jump the gun on anything. Week 7 matchup has us against the Carolina Panthers. They currently sit at 3-3, but do have a lower overall team rating than us. And now, can the crowd of MetLife help Aaron Glenn get his first W? Beginning of the 2nd quarter now, and the first score goes to the New York Jets, and Justin Fields on a little keeper as he finds the end zone there. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of critics over the past week over his play, but he's responding quickly. And now, it wasn't until the late 4th quarter where the Jets actually had a 7-point lead. Until then, Andy Dalton into Adam Thielen. I'm not sure how that happened in my simulation, but it's fine. It's not the biggest deal in the world. This game is heading to overtime, though, and what many are saying could be Aaron Glenn's defining quarter as they start off with what seems to have been broken coverage. Teteroa McMillan finds the end zone, giving the Jets a 7-point lead now, with just under 2 minutes to go. Justin Fields, how will he respond? A moon ball over the middle, and it's the rookie, Arian Smith, out of Georgia, who's shown a ton of flashes as of lately, and seems like he could play a role in the future of this team. Huge first down into Panthers territory. J.C. Horn, interception, ball game. The New York Jets now fall to 0-7. The sheer cutthroat and backlash from the New York media, the headlines, the pressure, it all seems to just be too much for Aaron Glenn.
I hate this team. I was born into this, and I'm not gonna ever. I'm always a Jets fan, but like, I hate this team.
Yet nothing has changed into this Week 8 matchup, and with the defense struggling as much as it is already, they now have to face off against Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, and with the possibility of going 0-8 after this game, this could very well be the end of the Aaron Glenn era. And funnily enough, it was actually the offense who struggled today, as late into the 3rd quarter, Trey Hendrickson gets a huge sack, one of the best pass rushers in this league, and it showed. His name was all over the game today as Justin Fields struggled. The offensive line was giving up pressure like no tomorrow, and despite them making it the scoreline a little bit reasonable here in the 4th quarter, it was too little, too late. Victory formation for Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and the Jets now fall to 0-8. This Jets team was not only bottom of the AFC, but dead last in the entirety of the NFL. It has been pathetic, offense and defense, and despite some scorelines looking close, it is clear on film this team is lost. But with a bye week upcoming and some time to really regather, the news dropped. Aaron Glenn has been fired after just half a season with the New York Jets. The former Lions defensive coordinator struggled to motivate his players, and despite him coming in as this defensive mastermind, led this defense to a league low 0 takeaways. This team lost at home to a Cowboys team missing their entire O-line and top receivers as well, and worst of all, they made the Dolphins look respectable. I mean, it was just ridiculous, but look, good luck and all the best in the future for Aaron Glenn. His time here was appreciated, and we'll always have this moment. But now the big question is, who will step in as the replacement head coach? This was a big decision. The Jets have had good football minds in the room before, but things still never panned out. Whoever is hired needed to move the needle, flip the culture around, set the tone on day one, be the leader for this lost organization. And now this hire seemed almost harmless, as many thought, this would be the usual end of the season hire and take to the offseason to really assess into an actual new head coach and new regime, but little did they know, this was the turning point. Because Phomv is the new man in charge, a relatively unknown name with very minimal head coaching experience, only being level 1 there, as the media definitely was concerned about that. But he was known as this scouting guru, this developmental wizard. This Jets team is still young, and there's no doubt a ton of talent in the room, and at this point the Jets really have nothing to lose, so they're taking the chance here with a relatively unknown name and hoping for the moon. And now I came here with a clear vision in mind. My role here, look, it's not guaranteed, but I am going to do what's best for us moving forward, as I officially set our national scout onto wide receivers. There are an abundance of great receiver talents in this class, and we can certainly use another one alongside G5. Next on the agenda was figuring out expiring deals, seeing if I can move away from a few older pieces before they start to lose value, because one of my favorite sayings is, it's always better to trade a player a year too early rather than a year too late. First 3 names I had on the block were Allen Lazard, John Simpson, and Quincy Williams. Quincy has been one of the better players for the Jets over the past few years, but he's 29 now and still holds some pretty solid value. As much as it pains me to trade away a player like that who will fight for us, I must stick to the plan of action. The Cardinals are one of the teams that actually had yellow interest, and their top need was also left guard. So I threw in John Simpson, and we ended up agreeing on a pretty good deal for us. I feel like giving us a 2026 second and third round selection and a 2027 third as well. As mentioned earlier, it pains me to trade those 2 talents away, but if y'all know me, you know I love me some picks. The next trade we finalized was with the Dallas Cowboys, where we gave up Allen Lazard as well as Brandon Stevens, who I threw in, who not only holds some solid value because he's star dev actually, but also with acquiring Jarvis Brownlee Jr. earlier, I thought our secondary was good. So we managed to muster up a 3rd rounder again this season, as well as a future 5th for good measure. And just moments after the hire, the Jets now have a solid arsenal of selections heading now into the 2026 NFL Draft. Now for some contract negotiations. Breece Hall was first up, and he hasn't been too happy with the way this team is going, the direction this team is heading, but with some reassurance that he will be one of my main pieces, and of course, a few extra dollars. Breece Hall was extended for 3 years, $24 million, a deal which could end up being one of the biggest bargains in this league. Next up was our best offensive lineman. Elijah Vera Tucker's rookie deal was up, and he had little to no interest in rejoining us, sadly, as he declines us for now, but I am confident we can get a deal done with him soon. Tony Adams, our strong safety, also declined, but it was partially my fault because I lowered the deal too much because he had such high interest already, so I'm sure we'll strike a deal with him too. And now Garrett Wilson was actually the first person who probably welcomed me to the organization, to the team, to the city, and he told me he was amped up and wanted to turn this season around, which is honestly music to my ears that he still had that hunger, despite us being 0-8. So I set him a challenge, a lofty one at that. I want G5 to end this season with 12 touchdowns. I wanted to make sure the stars on this offense knew that I'll be heavily relying on them and that there's still an entire second half of the season to be played. However, with Quincy Williams gone, I decided to test the market a little bit for a few linebackers that were potentially on the trade block. The one that caught my eye the most was James Williams Sr. of the Titans, a team that we've done business with in the past. He was also still just 22 years old, and I could easily see him becoming a part of our future plans if we can just develop him right. it. So I sent it. Just 2 6-rounders, 2 of the 4 that we already had this year, as well as backup guard Hayes. Now we got our new starting will linebacker. But now during the bye week, I thought it'd be a good time to check out our injuries, and we had a big name here. Our Pro Bowl pass rusher Jermaine Johnson is currently sidelined, but will be out for another 2 to 3 weeks. Arian Smith, the standout rookie wide receiver who I have firmly in my plans, has a shoulder strain, questionable for the next game. And it looks like Arian Smith will be ready to go here, so I'm elevating him to our wide receiver too. Time for the first game of the Phomv GOAT era, and it's going to be against a stingy Cleveland Browns team. With an extra week of preparation though, I heavily emphasized on starting the game as quick as we can and getting the stars involved early. And on the very first down, that's exactly what we did. Garrett Wilson with the crosser, and he takes it for over 20 yards there. Gets a huge hit, but he gets up, he celebrates. There's a new energy here in town. 1st and 10, it's going to be a little play action. Justin Fields with the pocket collapsing. What a ball. And there's the rookie who was questionable coming into this game, but gets a huge catch there. And on 1st and 10, on the 10, it's going to be a DPI on the defense. And with Garrett Wilson's new goal of 12 touchdowns, we made sure to feed him in the end zone. And the first touchdown of the Phomv GOAT era has been scored by none other than Garrett Wilson. It was still a bit of a question mark on who the starting QB was of this Cleveland Browns team, whether it was Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. Now after Flacco has been traded, it does go to Shedeur Sanders, and look at James Williams Sr. making a play on his first start as well here in New York. It was a quick 3-and-out for the Browns offense as Breece Hall turns on the Jets on the first play of the new possession, takes it all the way here to the 48. And into the Browns red zone now. It's a fake handoff to Breece Hall. Garrett Wilson beats his man off the line. Justin Fields puts it in the breadbasket, and that's number 2 on the day already. Garrett Wilson looks rejuvenated. The whole team looks like they got some life again. And after another 3-and-out by the Browns, we were pinned on our own 4. Justin Fields forces one up the middle there. Is going to get picked off by, I believe that is Ronnie Hickman. Now 1st and goal, the Browns right back in it, and they get a screen pass there to the standout rookie Quinshon Judkins, who runs over Sauce Gardner. And just like that, the Browns are back in it. But with everything starting off so well, there comes the bad news. Jamien Sherwood gonna be out for this game with a bruised sternum. But check this out, on a 2nd and 7, Breece Hall on a little wheel route with a linebacker on him. You know JOK can't keep up. It's an amazing throw and an even better grab from Breece Hall, who's looking like he's got some life again too. Inside the 5 now with the man in motion, you already know. Well, we're hitting Garrett Wilson with a first half hat trick. Hits the gritty on them as well. The Jets are back. And with just 50 seconds remaining in the first half, Shedeur Sanders scrambles out to the left side, but coughs up the ball. Jarvis Brownlee, the new addition from the Titans, picks it up. It's a scoop and score. And ladies and gentlemen, it is 28-7. The Jets could not have started any hotter. The Browns once again go 3 now, giving us just 4 seconds to go. Breece Hall breaks one loose. The world thought we would kneel the ball. We don't do that around here. We don't do that around here. Breece Hall finds himself for his first touchdown under the new regime as well. And it is a hot start from the New York Jets, 35-7 in just the first half. However, I still wasn't satisfied. I wanted more from the players. Middle of the 4th quarter now, the Browns did end up getting a touchdown. Fields gonna throw this one to Breece Hall in the flat. And he takes it all the way with Cleveland Brown jerseys all around him. Breece Hall looks like a new man. As the game wraps up there, a 42-14 victory in the very first win for the New York Jets this season. Breece Hall, who remember just put pen to paper on a new deal, exploded on his first game in this new system. 212 yards on just 20 attempts, as well as a touchdown. Garrett Wilson had a hat trick, all coming in the first half. Breece Hall, of course, getting into the end zone as well through the air. But after the game, there's no time to rest. We still got things to do, including player contracts, and Elijah Vera Tucker finally accepts his deal. He is staying with us for another 4 seasons. Tony Adams signs a new 2-year contract on a relatively team-friendly deal. And as we look at Garrett Wilson's numbers here, he's got 7 touchdowns already, so only 5 more to go in the rest of the season for him to complete his goal. As it's none other than RB1 himself, Breece Hall, winning AFC Offensive Player of the Week with a pretty supreme performance. Mock draft number 2 has officially came out, as we are still projected number 1 overall, and they have us going with Taylor Childress, a pass rusher out of Michigan, who gives me a little Aiden Hutchinson vibes. But I gave it a quick glance and laughed, because I know we ain't picking number 1, but something I'm not laughing at. Sauce Gardner dislocates his wrist, but only going to be out for 1 week, thankfully, as we got ourselves a Thursday night primetime AFC East showdown here against the New England Patriots. As we're heading up to Gillette Stadium with Gronkowski in attendance as well for an also rejuvenated Patriots team who seems to have found their franchise QB in Drake May. Now, it was a slow start in this one after the fireworks from our debut game, but Justin Fields starts off the scoring, takes a huge hit there, but gets up and celebrates at the end of the first quarter. Jets go up 7-0. What is he doing? New England does find themselves in field goal range, but the special teams blocks the kick and recovers the ball as well. The offense was balling, the defense was balling, the special teams is balling as well. All 3 phases as Justin Fields has a ton of room up the middle, jukes out of man as well, and gets to the Patriots 30. Justin Fields looking to pass the ball this time, finds Mason Taylor, and he fumbles it with all the momentum on our side. It's a big mistake from the rookie tight end. Can the defense pick up for the offense? Cisco drops back in the zone, but hesitates just a tiny bit, and that's all Drake May needed as he zips one through for a touchdown to Kendrick Bourne, who's back here on New England, and a 3-and-out from the Jets. The Patriots now have momentum, and it's the standout rookie Travion Henderson, one of the fastest players on this field. Luckily, we catch up to him, but it's still a big run, no doubt, as they're into the red zone now, and it's another touchdown, and just like that, we go down 14-10. Stephon Diggs with another tutty. Late into the third quarter now, Fields drops back and just throws a horrible ball. It's picked off. Robert Spillane again, who's having himself a game here. And another bad turnover by the offense. However, with another field goal for the Patriots, it's another block for our special teams, who's honestly keeping us in this game right now because they should have an extra 6 points as Breece Hall breaks loose at the start of the fourth quarter. Cannot get tackled, finds himself in the end zone. Jets back on top. Late into the fourth quarter now, with the Jets only up 3 points, Garrett Wilson breaks his man, but it's a bad pass from Justin Fields, throwing a bullet there when he probably should have lofted it, giving the Patriots some life now, only down 3, and Hunter Henry might take this to the house. Are you kidding me? For 89 yards. Nope, we do luckily catch up to him just before the 2-minute warning, but the Patriots now have full momentum. Andre Cisco picks off Drake May, giving us his response for letting up that touchdown earlier, as the Jets now have a chance to clinch this game. And Breece Hall with the dagger, 74 yards all the way to the house. Breece Hall is looking back to his best self pre-ACL injury. And with a little consolation field goal from the Patriots, it's victory formation once again here for the New York Jets. Back-to-back weeks picking up their first 2 W's of the season, making their record 2-8 now. The Phomv Gold era is off to a hot start, as it's once again Breece Hall, the standout player. Only 13 rushes, but 161 yards, as well as 2 touchdowns as well, with the longest 74. Straight to week 12 now, and let's keep that momentum rolling. Gonna be tough though, head into Baltimore to play the 89 overall Baltimore Ravens, where we of course got to face off against the second best running quarterback in the league, behind our guy, of course, who on 3rd and 9 in the middle of the first quarter has Breece Hall in another one of these wheel routes, one of their favorite plays so far. Breece Hall with another amazing grab over the shoulder, and you got to give credit where credit's due. Justin Fields, what a pass there, as a little play action here to Breece Hall. Garrett Wilson finds time in the back of the end zone there, and it's another touchdown for G. Will. Could not have started this game off any better, but now it's time to defend against Lamar Jackson And the king, Derrick Henry himself, was not going to be an easy man to bring down as the Ravens get themselves into the red zone now. But Lamar just kind of throws it up there, and it's Zyra Thomas, the rookie DB, getting his first interception of the season. Thank you, Lamar, I guess. Can somebody go celebrate with him? On to the 39 now. Breece Hall takes it through the middle, but cuts up left. It's a great block by Garrett Wilson there as he's outrunning Kyle Hamilton, as Breece Hall is a man on a mission right now. But it wasn't just the offense playing well. The defense was putting in some work as well. Quinnen Williams with a huge tackle for loss on Derrick Henry there, and on 3rd and 5 is sacked by Quinnen Williams again, who's looking just as much rejuvenated as everybody else, and on a 3 and out for the Jets. It's roughing the kicker by Sanusi Kane there, giving us some new life. It is 14-0. But Breece Hall, after a hurdle, fumbles up the ball, and the Ravens get it right back just like that. And Mark Andrews takes it for a 60-yard touchdown. Sam Williams Sr. just a little too slow. How will the offense respond as Justin Fields rolls out to the right side? Not many options though, but it's going to take it himself. And look at the blocking from the wide receivers. You'd love to see it as Fields gets us down on the 33. It's another handoff to Breece Hall, and he coughs up the ball twice now in this game. Fumbles have been a problem for him in his young career so far, as BK goes down, but it's on the 1. 1st and goal for Lamar Jackson. He keeps it for himself, and just like that, the Ravens are back in it. However, the offense does move down the field. Another play action, and Garrett Wilson has room on the right side, smokes the corner there, and finds the end zone once again. This is what I like to call a certified hood classic right now, as Lamar Jackson scrambles out to the right side, but Will McDonald meets him there. It's 3rd and 19 for the Baltimore Ravens, and Lamar Jackson chucks it up once again for grabs. I guess just trusting his man there in DeAndre Hopkins, and a little bit of an arm pump, but we'll take that all day long, because remember at the beginning of the season, we struggled in the takeaway department as Fields scrambles up now and coughs the ball up for the 3rd time this game. The New York Jets have fumbled the ball, and Lamar Jackson sees green in front of him, and you're not catching that, man. Jamien Sherwood tried his best. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I accidentally paused my recording, so I missed a good chunk of the 3rd and the 4th quarter, but we did have this huge Breece Hall run. After some incredible vision by him, he has been amazing for us so far. Great run. But the score is 31-35, 3 seconds remaining with a chance to win the game. Pressure from the left side, and Fields couldn't get the ball out. Should have scrambled out right maybe, but that is going to be the first loss as a head coach for Phomv, as the Jets now fall to 2-9, but it was against a worthy opponent. Breece Hall once again amazing, 19 carries for 202 yards as well as 2 touchdowns. But those 2 fumbles really killed some drives. But after the game now, we decide to extend Josh Myers for another 2 years to be a backup rotational piece for us in the interior. But heading into week 13 now, and you know what that means, focus player scouting. First one I'm going to be doing here is left guard out of Ohio State, Kerry Jones here, who's day 3 projected, but looks kind of good. Next up is going to be defensive tackle down the board as well, and Elias Gomez out of Kansas State. And we know a good bit about Leon Eubanks already, so let's do QB2 in the class in Aaron Goldberg. Because as you can see here, we're still dead last in the AFC, but stand tied with the Miami Dolphins and the Las Vegas Raiders now at 2-9. But this week 13 matchup should be a fun one against the Atlanta Falcons. Another game at MetLife here in a stadium that's seems to have found their joy a bit back again. Yes, they may only be 2-9 right now, but the team has been fun. The offense, the defense, and the special teams, the stars are eating as well. And look at Jermaine Johnson back in action. The Pro Bowl pass rusher himself sacks Kirk Cousins, I believe, is starting at quarterback today as he's got no wheels on him. It's a huge sack for none other than Quinnen Williams again, who you could argue has been right up there with Breece Hall for the best player under this new era. Justin Fields, bad throw there to Arian Smith, picked off, and the Falcons have the ball on our 34. And I was a bit curious to see why Kirkall was out there, and as you can see here, the Falcons are decimated. But you cannot take anything for granted, as we saw with the Niners-Rams game, the Giants and Eagles game, as Kirkall runs it in for the first touchdown of the game. Are you kidding me? And he... Stop it. What is he doing? Second and very long now. It's going to be a screen pass to Breece Hall. He's got blockers in front of him and takes this for much more than a first down. A good spin move as well, but Caden Ellis catches up to him at the 38, but it's another amazing play by Breece Hall as Fields here has a lot of room on the right side. Hey, Kirko, whatever you can do, I can do better. Another scrambling touchdown for Justin Fields himself. I'm not sure what this celebration is, but it kind of goes. 3 minutes ago now in quarter number 2, Kirkle with the pocket collapsing, panicking a little bit. It's a user pick with Sauce Gardner himself, the standout DB who doesn't get many interceptions, but that's mainly because he's not targeted a ton. What a play by Sauce Gardner. On the Falcons 21 now, Breece Hall up the middle, cuts it up left, cuts it back right. Good block there from Garrett Wilson as Breece Hall gets us down to the 2, but it's now second and goal on the 9, and it's Garrett Wilson with another touchdown performance. He has been hot, a red zone monster as of late, ever since Phomv has taken over the reins. Kirko. Pocket collapse once again. 4th and 15, and with 1:30 to go, we're going to go ahead and call that timeout as Breece Hall. Good blocking once again. Has a man in front of him, spins but runs into his own teammate, but gets us to the 45. As the offense kind of stalls out there, but with 9 seconds to go, we do take the field goal and give ourselves a 10-point lead heading into the second half. Falcons have the ball here at about midfield. The play action fools absolutely nobody. It's Williams Sr. once again making a big play, and the other linebacker, Jamie Sherwood himself. Who else? Scoop and score, touchdown, his first of his career. Just an amazing read here by James Williams Sr. and Jamie Sherwood to be there to scoop and score as well. Those two linebackers are going to be exciting. No more CJ Mosley, no more Quincy Williams, but I trust the two that we have in the room right now. It's a great pass breakup again there by the defense as we shut out the Falcons on a little 4 and out there. Second and goal now for the Falcons again. And it's a big sack. And it's Quinnen Williams. I mean, he has been hot, and it's in the zone as well with his X-Factor ability. Kirkle throws it up into the air, and it's interception. Number 2 for Sauce Gardner. You can see it in the celebration. The defense has some life. They have been balling out as of late. There's been a real turning point in this team. But a 1st and 10 here for the Jets to really ice this game out. Breece Hall coughs up the ball again here. His 3rd fumble in just the last 2 weeks as Kirkle finds, I believe that it's Ray McLeod for a touchdown as well. And just like that, it's a little bit of a game here. It's getting a little scary, but we do recover the onside kick, and the New York Jets are once again in victory formation. Got a little tight there at the end, but it's still a 24-17 dub as we now go to 3 and 9. And we won that game with Justin Fields going 6 for 12 passing, which is 79 yards. I mean, quite a bizarre stat line for a winning team. But heading into the Week 14 matchup, we got ourselves a linebacker breakout. And either of our two guys would be amazing, but it looks like this one is going to be for James Williams Sr. They give us our choice here for which goal we want to go with, and I'm just going to do the normal approach, a little medium goal, nothing changed. It's a normal approach with with James Williams Sr., and I accidentally skipped it, so I didn't really see what I even needed to do, but we have Miami up next, and their O-line is pretty easy to penetrate, so James Williams Sr. should get home a few times, we hope, as we start off the game with a long field goal there to go up 3-zip. And despite Miami's struggles this season, they still have the Cheetah. We ain't catching that man. Takes it all the way home, giving Miami a 7-3 lead. However, our offense was moving as well. Good fake there by Justin Fields. Arian Smith is open. What a spin move, and finds himself in the end zone as well. What a play by Fields. What a play by Arian Smith, the standout rookie. Miami's offense back on the field now, and I can smell a shootout coming. Finds his favorite target again, but what a play by Jamie Sherwood. Strips Tyreek Hill. The ball comes out, and James Williams Sr. recovers it. And look at this celebration from the defense. They're having fun again. You love to see it. And from our own 40, look at Garrett Wilson with the block on Minkah Fitzpatrick as Breece Hall once again houses another long touchdown, as he's going to be up there now for the top yards in terms of running backs this season with the form that he's on right now. But look at the rookie from Oklahoma State, Ollie Gordon, responding once again. It's just touchdowns after touchdowns after touchdowns, but the defense steps up this time. But Jermaine Johnson looks like he may have hurt his shoulder once again here. However, just a bruised shoulder, so he will return to the game. And after that sack, our offense gets back on the field now. And on 3rd and 1, a deep shot to Arian Smith. Fields puts it on the money, only where he could get it. And that's number 2 now from the rookie. Just over a minute to go now in the first half. It is 24-14. Tua with a deep shot. And he gets Tyreek Hill in the end zone. An instant celebration from him as well, as he absolutely torches Zyra Thomas there in what's going to be a tough battle for the rookie DB. We definitely got to adjust. Darren Waller to start off the second half is also gone from their own 42. The Dolphins offense is absolutely torching us, and what's been an amazing defense for us so far, as Mason Taylor is fed, and it's a huge chunk right away. Good pass from Fields as well, down inside the red zone though. And now on 1st and 10 on the 15, Garrett Wilson in double coverage. What a ball. Great timing there and great hands from Garrett Wilson to bring it home as he hits another gritty and finds himself in the end zone once again. But it looks like it was going to come down to which defense could step up first as we get a huge sack on Tua. I'm not sure why the camera keeps cutting like that. And look who it is. James Williams Sr., remember the breakout man himself. I'm not too sure what the requirements were, but Tyreek Hill absolutely destroys me on that route. I jumped it, and you give that man room, he's gone. He's out, and he gritties back up on us, bro. Are you kidding me? What is this game? But our offense always has a response. Breece Hall from the 6-yard line takes a hit, but not before he could get himself into the end zone, and he gritties right back on Tyreek Hill. Things are getting crazy here, as it's going to be Jalen right on a little outside zone. Finds the end zone as well. The score line is good. He's hitting his own dance. Now, what is going on? It's 42-41. I mean, what is happening? Breece Hall houses this one. It looked like he wasn't going to get much, but Garrett Wilson with a phenomenal block. And now that gives us a 8-point lead, I believe. But instead of kicking the extra point, we're going to go for 2 and shut this game out because the offenses have been hot. Let's get ourselves a 2-possession lead potentially. Who's open? Mason Taylor, the rookie, was looking at Garrett Wilson that whole time, but they covered him pretty well there. 3rd and goal now from the 16. Tua throws it right into Andre Sisco's hands. He's been hot as of late as well as a playmaker for us on the defensive side of the ball. And with 1:11 remaining, up 9 points, with a chance to ice the game, Garrett Wilson picked off. Oh no. We took a bit of a chance there not running the ball, but Minkah Fitzpatrick makes a huge play, but it's too little, too late. Despite scoring, it was still a 2-possession game because we went for 2, and the Jets go to 4-9 now after an impressive offensive output, with Breece Hall putting up 254 yards on the ground with a hat trick of touchdowns as well, and James Williams Sr. cooked with 2.5 sacks and 3 TFL. Surely indeed, as he goes up to star development after completing his breakout. And hey, we're kind of flying now, up to 13th in the standings there at 4-9. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs or anything like that, but we can be happy with how we've turned things around here as Breece Hall and James Williams Sr. sweep the AFC Player of the Weeks. As the Phomv era has been a fun one. We're putting up points, we're winning gritty games, but most of all, the energy has just been contagious around the locker room. Week 15's matchup is going to be against another young and exciting team with one of the top defenses in the league in the Jacksonville Jaguars, who currently stand at 6-7. Oh my god. But you still know we got that tie on, and I'm making sure I'm getting my message through to the boys. And on the very first play of the game, Xavier Gibson fumbles the ball. We have had quite a fumbling problem over the past few weeks. And the thing is, if we didn't, we might be the best team in the league as Travis Etienne finds the end zone here on a very nice run. Jacksonville up 7 early. Will our offense be able to move, though, with this rain? The run game has been spectacular, and more so Breece Hall, who's been such a good receiving threat as well. What a stiff arm there as he gets us all the way to the 13. However, we stall out a little bit and just take a field goal. But late into the second quarter now, we have ourselves a 3rd and goal, and the one in Breece Hall finds the end zone. Our first touchdown of the game, and a 10-7 lead now with 1:47 to go in the first half, as the Jaguars will have a chance to respond, and it's Brian Thomas Jr. cooking Isaiah Thomas again there on the boundary. I mean, he's guarding usually the number 1, and maybe I need to make a change there and put Sauce Gardner on whoever the opposing top receiver is, because Isaiah Thomas is struggling so far as a field goal goes up, but we do get a roughing the kicker there. With 6 seconds remaining, no timeouts, a little risky decision here could be made, as we're going to go ahead and decline it. There's still time for maybe a play, and Garrett Wilson finds the end zone with 2 seconds remaining. A ballsy play from the coach himself, but it paid dividends as Garrett Wilson once again finds the end zone here. A great pass by Justin Fields as well with pressure in his eye. A wobbly ball, but still finds his way to 5. And if it's around 5, he's catching it. And now late into the fourth quarter, tie ball game. Breece Hall finds some room and gets into the end zone for number 2 for him on the day, giving us a 7-point lead with just 2 minutes to go. Can Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars drive down the field? Heaves it up to Brian Thomas again. And this time, Isaiah Thomas comes through for us and has the dagger, the game-winning interception. And ladies and gentlemen, the Jets go to a 5-9 record, beating Jacksonville in their own home, in their own crazy weather going on here. We prevail, and the Jets are rolling, man. We're so back. And with so many standout performances over the past few weeks, Breece Hall has been flying up in rating because he's been getting a ton of XP from completing big things like breaking the record for rushing yards in a game. I was kind of confused what that meant, but it meant just for the Jets franchise, 254 yards, I believe, the game before. He got a ton of XP for that. Week 16 matchup now, and it's against one of the bottom teams in the league in the New Orleans Saints here. Can we keep things rolling? The Saints do start with ball here, and on a 2nd and 1, it's Alvin Kamara, the timeless running back himself, getting into the end zone. Smoking me in coverage there. Justin Fields, though, ready to come on, and has he done enough to maybe cement himself as the QB1 here? He has been playing well as of late, but quick 3 and out there for the Saints as they also take a 10-0 lead here at the end of 1, and this game is not going how many people thought it would. And now it's all piling up on us as Will McDonald, one of our standout pass rushers, dislocates his elbow and will not return to the game. But on 1st and goal, play action to Alvin Kamara. Rattler rolls out left, but it's picked off by Tony Adams, the new contract man. Sadly can't find the end zone though, but picks off Spencer Rattler, gives the offense the ball back. Garrett Wilson open up the seat. It's a great play. It's a great play by the safety there, picks off Justin Fields, and the offense has been struggling so far, but Breece Hall trying to get us some momentum now with a good juke move and gets tackled on the 9. 2nd and goal now though, on the 1, we hand it to Breece Hall again, but he gets tackled for a loss, and oh no, Garrett Wilson looks like to have hurt his wrist, his elbow, but it didn't look good. Breece Hall does find the end zone to give us a lead now. He's doing some crazy flips, and it scared me after seeing Garrett Wilson get hurt, but Breece Hall is still up, and he's still going here, stiff arm, but can't break loose. He's up to over 100 yards once again. And I mean, let's keep feeding the man, right? 2 minutes to go here. Great blocking from the team, and Breece Hall can squeeze it into the end zone with a diving touchdown there. 2:02 to go and a 2-possession lead. This one should be wraps. The Saints do manage to score a touchdown. It's only a 6-point game if we don't manage to get this onside kick. It could get a little scary, but we luckily do recover and now go up to 6-9 after a 23-17 W. But the real question is, what's Garrett Wilson's timeline now? And once again, we'll take W's all day long, but Justin Fields' stat line was horrendous as he goes 4 for 11 for 57 yards. Breece Hall once again with a hard carry. And with that being week 15, we can sadly see now Garrett Wilson and Will McDonald, the same injury, a dislocated elbow, both gonna miss the rest of the year. And as things currently stand, we're gonna be pick number 8 right now. We do have a ton of draft capital on day 2 though, which is awesome to see, but with Garrett Wilson now out for the rest of the season alongside Will McDonald, it might be tough. As we can see here, the Dolphins and the Raiders have 4 wins, and the Browns are currently sitting bottom of the AFC at 3-12. Our Week 16 matchup has us against the Patriots once again, and it's going to be a snow game here up in East Rutherford as Travion Henderson starts off the game with a nice touchdown for the Patriots. And I remember last game now, Fields only had about 50-odd yards, and now we don't have Garrett Wilson, our best receiver. Now we're playing in the snow too. Things are going to get tough here as Kendrick Bourne slices us up once again. He loves playing us here. And at 14-3, Travion Henderson now finds the end zone. And we're down 21-3 early in this game. And it was a brutal beat. 28-9. We fall to 6-10 now. But with our best offensive player arguably out, I mean, it's an uphill battle for anybody. And as things stand, the Buffalo Bills have clinched the number 1 seed here at 14-2. And as you can see here, we got them in week 18. So I'm not sure how hard they're going to be going or how many starters are going to be playing, but I might do the same. It was a bit of an odd start. It's a 3-2 lead so far from the Jets as Breece Hall scores the first touchdown of the game here out of the backfield. Good pass there by Justin Fields. And after a field goal by the Buffalo Bills, it is now 10-8. And with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Mason Taylor finds himself in the end zone, giving us an 8-point lead now. And we're going for 2? The stadium is shocked, the media is questioning things, but the smart ones know why we're doing it. James Cook with a good run there, with just under 2 minutes to go here. Buffalo does indeed still have their starters out there as Josh Allen's going to run it up the middle. Michael Carter is there, Sauce Gardner as well, but Josh Allen too hard to bring down, making it 16-14, and on a 2-point conversion, gets absolutely stuffed, making it a 2-point lead now for the New York Jets. Justin Fields gonna go ahead and fumble the ball. I mean, this is a generational throw from the Jets. What am I witnessing right now as 55 seconds to go now? Khalil Shakir up the middle, ton of room to work with. Timeout number 2 for Buffalo is gone, and with 50 seconds remaining, it's a good pass from Josh Allen to Shakir once again, and just like that, the Bills are inside the red zone, and with the time about up, Tyler Bass comes out and kicks himself the game-winning field goal. We do have a penalty, though, for a roughing the kicker, but Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills will go ahead and decline that, as it will be a 17-16 victory for the Buffalo Bills. There were some strings being pulled there at the end of the game as the media is questioning Phomv and his decisions. As we finish off the regular season at 6-11, remember though, came through at 0-8, so technically it went 6-3, which gets us a 3-year extension to be the New York Jets head coach for the future. And look at the picks we have. We have 6, 38, 46, 78, and 89 in just the first 2 days in the draft. So super excited about that, as Garrett Wilson, remember, had his goal of getting 12 touchdowns. He completed that goal despite getting injured, gets himself 4,500 XP, which I guess is pretty nice, but I was hoping for, maybe a Devi, maybe some more XP. I don't know, maybe I'm just being greedy. Here is the playoff bracket though. As you can see, the Buccaneers, the number 1 seed in the NFC, and the Buffalo Bills, number 1 seed in the AFC. We finished this season 19th in offensive yardage there, and actually top 6 for defensive yards, so not bad, as Justin Fields throws for a little over 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, did have 17 interceptions though, but Breece Hall was definitely the main man on offense, almost 1,700 yards, 6.6 a carry, as well as 14 touchdowns. He was a beast. We took over in week 10, and as you can see, from there on, he was a monster, putting up triple digits every single week almost, and multiple touchdowns as well. Garrett Wilson only had 892 yards, but the passing game really just wasn't stout here. Did end off with 12 touchdowns though, which we're happy about. Our second leading receiver was actually Breece Hall himself, who garnered 2,000 all-purpose yardage there. Mason Taylor, Arian Smith solid as well. In terms of blocking, Olu Fashanu gave it 15, 8 for Armon Member, the young tackles. Elijah Vera Tucker only with 1 though, super impressive for him, as Tony Adams leads us in tackles with 90, and our other safety, Cisco number 2 there, 17 TFLs for Quinnen Williams, 15 for Will McDonald, and James Williams Sr. with 12, as well as 4.5 sacks. He did a little bit of everything. Jermaine Johnson gets a little double-double as well with 12 and 10, as Quinnen Williams leads us with 11 sacks, Harrison Phillips 7, and Will McDonald only with 5.5. And in terms of interceptions, Andre Cisco had 3, 2 for Azira Thomas, and 2 for Sauce Gardner, which I believe all came in one game. In terms of the Pro Bowl, Breece Hall was our only representative, which is a little disappointing to be honest with you. Here's the playoff bracket though, as the Super Bowl was going to be the Broncos versus the Lions. Awesome matchup there. The Bills and Niners both losing the conference championship there, as I believe the Chiefs and the Eagles didn't make the playoffs, so that's quite surprising if you ask me. Josh Allen, of course, takes home MVP, being the 1 seed. Breece Hall, however, takes home best running back in the AFC. Garrett Wilson finished number 6 in terms of best wide receiver, despite having only 890 yards. And Elijah Vera Tucker, number 1 for best offensive lineman in the AFC. Hopefully that's a Devi. This Warren fella finished number 4. I don't even know who that is, if I'm being honest with you. But look at Max Mitchell at 8. Look at Joe Tittman at 10. Our O-line was cooking after the hire of Phomv. In terms of development traits for the offense, we got some, including Breece Hall going up to superstar development. Well deserved there, up to a 94 with morale now. He was amazing. The rushing yards leader, RB of the year, and as you can see, grants him the superstar development trait. And you may have not seen the other one, but Elijah Vera Tucker actually goes up to superstar development as well for winning offensive lineman of the year. Now defensively, we actually only got one, but it's an exciting one. The man we traded for after getting hired, James Williams Sr., now goes up to superstar development. Remember, we only gave up like 2 6-rounders, I think, and then a backup guard, and now we have ourselves a young superstar dev linebacker for the future. Super Bowl's all wrapped up now, and the Detroit Lions win Super Bowl number 1, beating the Broncos 28-17. Aiden Hutchinson, maybe comeback player of the year as well off the injury last season, wins Super Bowl MVP, but as you can see on the right side, coach of the year goes to Brian Dable. Jamar Chase did beat out Breece Hall for offensive player of the year. Abdul Carter, defensive player of the year as a rookie, so obviously wins defensive rookie of the year, as well as Ashton Genty is the offensive rookie of the year. As you can see though, we're in a pretty good spot. 67% approval rating. The players absolutely love playing for me, which is awesome to see. Still gotta win the trust though of a few other places. Time for some last second contracts now. Jamin Davis was in need of a contract, 27 years old, but I kind of like him as a rotational piece. We barely gave him any money at all. Andre Sisco, though, was the big name who was a big playmaker for us in the second half of the season, so I was kind of trying to up the deal because he had little to no interest. However, he ends up declining us, and that's our last chance with him. Will McDonald also had a 5th-year option we could accept here, but he's already 27 years old and just 79 overall, so I think I'm gonna pass. Max Mitchell was also in need of a contract, and remember, he finished 8th for best offensive lineman in the AFC, so you know what? Another 1-year deal, maybe somebody on the O-line gets hurt or whatnot. He's a versatile piece, I believe was drafted to be a right tackle, but is now playing guard. Harrison Mevis we re-signed as well, gonna be kicker one of the future, and Andre Sisco, 13 mil to franchise tag him. I'm gonna accept that. But heading into the offseason now, what did we need? The squad was looking a little thin. We could definitely use some more receiver help, maybe some backup offensive linemen, although the 5 we have out there right now, I'm more than happy with. Definitely some backup tight ends as well. Defensively, we look pretty good. Could use some more depth at linebacker, of course, as well as the defensive line, because that never hurts. Cornerbacks, I think we're good, though. I got 4 or 5 solid guys, solid pieces there, and we may look around that area in the draft as well. Safeties are good, too. I think we're chilling on defense, so free agency is here. As you can see, Christian Wilkins, the lead name, Taylor Moton, Brandon Aubrey, the only man with interest, but Pacheco, old Devontae Adams, DJ Reader, not really too many names I'm excited about, which is why I'm signing Jimmy Garoppolo, baby. First 5 names we have on our board here: DJ Wanham, Rodney Thomas II, Daniel Bellinger to be the backup tight end, Jamari Sawyer in case we get some offensive line injuries, and Jimmy Garoppolo to be that mentor for the potential new franchise QB. Thomas, Sawyer, Jimmy G all except on the first stint. Their second stint, we do have Givens and Colton McKivitz now there that we're trying to add as well. Daniel Bellinger being stingy for whatever reason. He doesn't even accept it on the third one. We get Wanham, we get Givens, we get Bellinger, we get McKivitz. We are loading up the team with some good depth. Time for the official mock draft number 5. The last one, Leon Eubanks, is now up, projected to go number 1 overall to the Browns, which is not what we wanted to hear. Got to scout him a little bit more. As you can see, he ends off with elite acceleration, change of direction, jumping, and speed. We're in a 4.39 at the combine and a 4.33 at the college pro day. And here we go. It's time to try to move up to number 1. The only problem is the Cleveland Browns are negative in the cap room. I was like, why are they negative? Why can't I make a move? Deshaun Watson. $80.7 million cap hit, bro. And I tried to ask a deal here. They want Sauce Gardner. No chance. Oh, and by the way, we added Josh Reynolds back on the team. Three players we're going to scout furthermore are going to be right guard Jeremiah Floor, defensive tackle Matt Sutton, and a strong safety in Hudson Cutler. But it's time to get to work again, and we have a plan, and we cannot do it without Mr. Leon Eubanks. I'm trying to give up that house here, but the Browns are not budging at all. But I decided to take another route right now. Putting up Justin Fields, Harrison Phillips, Michael Carter II, three solid players that could have some sneaky value around the league. I was just trying to get as much draft capital as possible because obviously I can't trade any players to the Browns, and I saw the Saints here, who, if you didn't see in the mock draft, were projected pick number 2. Try that out. Obviously they said no, but threw in a second, threw in a third, and the New Orleans Saints accepted that. And now we have picks 34 and whatever the third rounder as well was to add to the Browns trade package. So now it's back to the drawing board. I'm throwing all of my picks. I'm throwing the whole house to Cleveland, and the trade has finally been accepted. I'm moving up with our first round pick, a second round pick, and a third round pick, all in 2026, a 2027 second, and then a 2028 first to move up to number 1. It better be worth it. Now, we do still have 2 second rounders, including number 34. Still got 2 thirds as well. We just don't have a second next season, but I think it's going to be worth it. We need our franchise QB. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing this one live. The 2026 draft is finally here. We got ourselves the number 1 overall pick. The draft timer will be on as we made that big trade up with the Cleveland Browns, of course, and that is for no other than Leon Eubanks, the quarterback prospect from Wyoming. Well, Josh Allen, he's only 21 years old, 6'1", scrambler archetype, who ran a 4.33 at his college pro day with elite acceleration, change of direction, jumping, speed, great agility, and great throw power as well. The highest vert jump, 40-yard dash, 3-cone drill, 20-yard shuttle. I mean, this guy is an insane prospect at the quarterback position. I am super excited for him to lead the line next season. His accuracy is there as well, good awareness, break sack an A, carrying an A, juke move an A. I mean, this guy is well worthy of a number 1 overall selection. That is the reason why we made that big trade up to go and grab him. And here he is. Now, it is only a B grade. 28th in the class. We didn't know he was around 1 to 2 talent. We drafted him at number 1, of course. Scouting report, though, high level processor, excels at throwing downfield and stays calm when throwing under pressure. The real question is he hit in development? 3, 2, 1. You betcha. You betcha. 92 throw power, 94 speed, 93 change of direction, and 90 excel. What a player. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not turning off the clock, so it's going to be running here. I need to make sure I got my pick ready for the next round. I believe we are pick number 2 or number 3 in round 2, and I think Joaquin Castillo will be my pick at that spot. A wide receiver, round 1 true talent. I did not see him on the mock draft number 5 there. D-catching traffic, and C release, but A deep route, 22-year-old deep threat. I don't care who they're picking, bro. What the heck? Why is it pausing me there? Why would I care about the Dolphins pick right now in my division? I guess maybe I should care about that. Deep threat, 6 foot, 22 years old out of Iowa, ran a 4.24, and not just the combine, but the college pro day as well. An absolute speed demon, which I think is something we're missing. Now, if we don't manage to land him, we do. All right, bro. Now, if we don't manage to land him, we do have Braylon Leonard, who's projected day 3, round 1 to 2 as well, as Perry Pierman, projected UDFA, round 2 to 3 talent. Not a bad pick for us, maybe on late day 3. We do have pick number 2 here in round 2, as well as number 10, and look who's still here, Joaquin Castillo, the round 1 true talent, to pair alongside Garrett Wilson, Arian Smith, and of course, the new QB1 of the future in Leon Eubanks. Castillo, you are now a New York Jet. Ooh, an A+ grade. Ranked number 7 in the entire class. Elite speed, looks the ball into his hands. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Strong hands, make contested catches look easy. Hidden dev, 97 speed, 94 acceleration, 93 acceleration, and change of direction, or 94 agility. I don't know if I said that right. What a receiver and what a weapon. We just got our new QB1. No, the safety. Hudson Cutler just went number 3. To Miami in our division as well. That's so annoying because that would have been my pick at number 10. I now gotta lab up something else by the looks of it. We do have actually a few safeties down here I can go with. Round 1 to 2 guys. Because everybody else on my favorite board, as you can see, day 3 projection, if not even UDFA. So we should be able to get them way later on as... Did they both just go? Crap. I think both the safeties just went. No, there's still one remaining, thankfully. And I think that's going to be my pick. Clyde Arrieta here out of Auburn, a hybrid archetype, 6'2", 219 pounds. Not the craziest of athletes, but we do just need help overall in the secondary. So I think this will be my pick here at pick number 10 in round 2. Goodell called the line. This grade only a B-. He's ranked 45 in the class. We do get him at 42 though, quick to digest and respond in zone coverage, able to quickly diagnose plays, and a dependable tackler. Is he hitting dev though? He is. That's all I need to see. He will play a big part in the secondary and hopefully on a much improved defense next year. And okay, in round 3, we do have 74 and 86, so 2 picks not too far apart. And with those, I probably will go with one of the guards and then a defensive tackle in Elias Gomez. Thing is, I might try to trade down and get a second next year because remember, we had to trade one away, or our only second away next year because of trading up to number 1. It was super expensive. I shouldn't have skipped to my pick. I should have just let it roll and then tried to make a trade there. I think we'll just go with this left guard for now, and then I'll try to trade the next pick. Kerry Jones is our first selection in round 3. Number 40 in the class, only a B- sadly, but hidden development. We need some depth on the O-line with all the injuries that can pile up in the middle of the season. Kerry Jones, welcome to New York. Okay, and now with this pick, I'm going to try to get a second rounder next season from somebody. I think, Loki, somebody like the Rams who have Gardner Minshew starting. We saw Matthew Stafford retire. Could I get like a 2 and a 4 next season perhaps? Just a 2? It is yellow. We should be able to get this done relatively easily. With the new safety that we just drafted, maybe we don't need Malachi Moore anymore. It's green. And then low-key, we have a lot of O-line depth now, and I'm probably going to draft another one too so we can throw in Carter Warren here, and it's mad close. Let's just do a future 5th, which we have 2 of, and that should be accepted. We now have the second round pick in 2027 from the Los Angeles Rams. And the defensive tackle went. You've got to be kidding me. That's the guy I needed here. I should have went with him first because we had 2 guards already. Oh, that is so annoying because I'm not going to lie. We traded away Harrison Phillips because I knew I had this guy on the board, bro. Wait, this guy looks like kind of a demon. Phillip Lake. He's projected UDFA, though. I don't think I could wait any longer, though. Our next pick, we don't have a 5th rounder. It's all the way around 6, so there is a high chance that Phillip Lake could be taken by that point. I'm going to take him now because we need an actual defensive tackle. We have Kevin Givens, Big Q, of course, but we need another guy and a younger guy at that, so hopefully Phillip Lake can fill that void. He is actually ranked 62 in the class. Only a B-, sadly, but normal development, sadly. Here now in round 6, let's go ahead and take Perry Pierman, just bolster out our wide receiver room and get some depth at that position. We encountered a ton of injuries last season with Garrett Wilson at the end. Xavier Gibson, Josh Reynolds is not getting any younger, so Perry Pierman is going to join our team and hopefully play a role sometime down the line. Ranked number 70 in the class. We did know he was going to be a good player, but is he hidden? No, sadly, but a good slot archetype for us. And here now in round 7, our final pick, fullback. George Mikado out of South Carolina, the utility fullback. We need one. We do not have a fullback, so he's going to play a big part on our team. 123 in the class, only a C-, but a good run blocker, soft, reliable hands, and clears lanes for the halfback. Only normal dev. And okay, I think we did pretty well with that draft. Leon Eubanks is a 75 overall, as I mentioned earlier, only 21 years old, 92 throw power, accuracies, high 70s to low 80s, not bad, 76 awareness as well, but obviously the athlete that he is something you cannot teach. 85 juke move. Castillo, 77 overall, the highest rated player that we got. Arrieta as well as Kerry Jones, both 74. I will go check out the defensive tackle I missed out on as well. A 73 for Phillip Lake and Perry Pierman. And then the fullback, hey, that's 69. Not bad. And okay, what was it? In round 4 maybe? Do I remember his name? It could be this guy, 75 overall. Looks like a monster. Here's Phillip Lake. It might have been Alex Soriano here. And he's only normal dev. And my game froze. All right. Why did he do this, man? Okay, we're back in maybe in round 3. Was there a big defensive? It was Elias Gomez. This was the guy, 74 overall. Went 23 in round 3. I could have got him if I didn't trade out of that pick. Does end up being hit in dev. Man, remember, Phillip Lake only a normal, so that kind of hurts. Star. Okay, only star. I can live with it. You're kidding me. Are you just... You're not allowed to go check out players? Nah, man. Can this game just work for once? All right, let's check out the rest of the class, but let's be careful because this game is just going to freeze on me again. Matthias Colon. Holy, 83 overall tight end, by far and away the highest rated player in this class. Another tight end, Dale Ellsworth. I actually was supposed to look at tight ends, but I didn't have too many scouted. Great left tackle, 79 overall. Here's the dude that went number 2 that I guess we could have got, as well as his tackle. Cole Rivers as well. Joaquin Castillo was joint 4th highest rated player in this class. A ton of players, 77 overall, but nothing too insane in this class or anybody I'm super upset about at missing. I guess we did have another guard. It was Jeremiah Floyd, who was on our favorite sport as well. Ends up being hidden dev. Maybe I should have taken the defensive tackle, and then he would have fell to me in the next round as well. Ends up only being a star, though, so can't be worse or better than our guy. Oh my god, what am I doing? What am I doing? For Season 2, expect unique storylines, chemistry issues, contract disputes, live gameplay, and the hardest possible sliders. Get ready for the Leon Eubanks era.